guess it's recording. Alright. Okay, well, hello everyone. This is, basically, Toes has a tutorial out for learning any percent of this game, but it is pretty old. I think it's about a year old. A lot of new tricks have been discovered since, and I just wanted to make a new video to get out there so that people could use to learn this game. This will be the beginner tutorial. I will make an expert tutorial later. First, I just wanted to make a tutorial that was meant for people who are just learning this game. This will use the most basic route. Not necessarily the fastest, but you can still cut an hour with this route with not much practice. So I'm not going to be doing any extremely difficult tricks. Like I said, just the more basic ones. Alright, first thing is first. I'm going to use Funky Weapon Glitch. For those of you who don't know, Funky Weapon Glitch, commonly abbreviated FWG. It's a really confusing trick, but basically it involves a trick called Intro Story Glitch. Oh, and I guess before you start, you need to have at least 6 fairies in order to do this trick on any file. Like, they don't have to be on your cartridge still. You just have to have gotten them at some point so the data is saved, because you need to enter Rambi in order to do this trick. But let me start off. The beginning glitch is called Intro Story Glitch because, well, you play the intro story like this. It involves cutting it by pressing A again at a certain window of frames, and what will happen is it will kick you out, but like you can hear the background music right now. After I do this, the background music will stop, and that's when you know you got it. I recommend using a timer. There's 2 methods of doing this. There's one that's faster, but it's more difficult. I would show that in a later video. This one, I just realized I had DKR playing in the background. Anyway, this one is a couple seconds slower, but it's much easier, and you don't have to worry about being extremely fast. You just have to know the timing. I have a timer. You can just pull up a timer of your own. I use WSplit. You can go to Speedruns Live and go to Tools and download that. It's a really nifty timer that a lot of people use for speedrunning purposes. So what you want to do is, let me demonstrate first. Like, you hit A, it brings you into this cutscene, and this is the intro. It starts playing. Now you can hit A again, and it'll cancel out of it like that, and you can still hear the background music. So what I do is, it takes some practice, and it's not a big deal if you mess up because you can just try it right away. What I want to do is, I want to hit it, and then as soon as you see the blue, like you see how the background's blue, you want to do it as soon as that blue shows up. So let me try it again here. See the blue? And the music stopped. That means it's activated right now. And while it's activated, you do some things, and it loads data in certain ways, and it causes you to get Diddy Kong's gun, sniper shot, homing ammo, and the pound move, because that's all the moves you have in versus mode, which I'll explain that in a bit. So let me cancel it. What you do is you hit A. As soon as it turns completely black, you hold down A, and it cancels it, because see, you can hear the music going on. What's happening is you're canceling on a certain frame that it's still playing in the background, but you went back to the main menu, so you can manipulate things while it thinks you're in that cutscene. And the thing about this cutscene is it actually brings you into the storyline. Like, it thinks that you're playing campaign. So while it has campaign loaded, you can load in other factors like going into versus mode, and it gives you all the stuff that the Kongs would have in versus mode, but loads it into your play file. So let me try to run through this. What I do is, as soon as I hit A to start this, I start my timer as a reference for something I'll do in a little bit. So let's try it again. I'll start the timer as soon as I hit A. See the blue? Music stopped. So that means it's going. So now you have a lot of time here, so you don't need to rush. But you want to make sure story skip is on. And you want to go to your files and make sure that they are all deleted. This trick is very picky, and what it will do is it will load the data into the first save file. So you want to make sure everything's empty. So now you go in the mystery. You press right, and you go in the Rambi arena, because this is why I need 6 fairies. You hit A, you see your high score screen. Now I'm looking at my timer. As soon as it says 46, I want to hit A. It's at 45, 46, hit A. That's, again, pretty lenient. I usually use 46. You can do anywhere from like 46 to 49. And what's happening is, it's trying to load a certain part of the intro, and it pulls me out of that cutscene. Now you go over to Kong Battle. You hit start on a second controller. I guess I should have mentioned this earlier. Let me just finish this up, and then I'll try to explain this. So now you're back here, you press the left, it goes back here. Like I said earlier, you have to cancel the glitch. It goes black, hold A, and it kicks you out. Okay, so what I did there, the intro, when it gets to a certain point, I think it's kind of a failsafe, it will pull you into that cutscene no matter what you're doing, just to make sure you're actually watching it. So what I did is, I went into mystery, I went over to Rambi, and by starting up Rambi, it doesn't take me into the cutscene, it just takes me out of whatever minigame I was doing. So I do Rambi because it's the closest and the fastest option to choose. So once it does that, it kicks me back out, but as you heard, the music was still not playing, so the cutscene was still going on. So while that was going on, I went into a Kong battle. I selected Battle Arena. You have to have, this is the cool thing about this trick. You need 2 controllers plugged in for when you turn on the console. And what you do is you go to this screen, you press start with the second controller, and that puts you in a 2+, so you can start versus mode. Then you hit A, it brings you in, and immediately kicks you back out and brings you back to the screen, where you can go back and go back. So what that did is, it loaded in all the factors for versus mode while the intro is playing. So it thinks you're in the story, but it saves all the moves, which is just Simian Slam and homing ammo and sniper shot, and it saves all the guns for every Kong, because that's what you would have in multiplayer. Now, and then at this point, the music was still not playing, so it would have pulled you into the cutscene again, eventually. So that's why I came into here, I pressed A, as soon as it turned black I held A, and it canceled the glitch, because the music would start back up. And once you've done that, you can just go to your file, see how I created a file here, because it auto-saved while in the verses. You'll see that it says I've been playing for 8 minutes. That all depends on how long you've been in the menu. That doesn't really matter. No one uses game time for timing in this, really. So once you have that, you can just press A, and now we started the file. This is, you want to have story skip off, because then you'd have to watch the entire intro. This way you just watch this little short intro. So I'll show you right here. If you did it correctly, which you can always rewatch that part if you got a little lost. I know it's really confusing. So I press B, I cancel all that text, and now I have his gun. I have his gun, I can zoom in, I can press C right, and I zoom in, C left, I zoom out, so I have sniper shot. I do have homing ammo, but you can't see it, and I also have a Simian Slam. So that's pretty cool. It saves roughly 2 minutes. And it's a really useful glitch. That method is pretty easy. You really don't need to practice it too much to get that one down. Like I said, there is a harder method, but we won't be worrying about that yet. So now that I'm here, let me explain something first about movement. DK's roll, Z plus B, is the fastest way to travel. So whenever you're DK, you just want to roll everywhere. Alright, so now we're going to Cranky first. Because in order to buy moves in this game, you have to talk to Cranky, which activates these training barrels, so that you can buy moves from him. So you have to complete these training barrels. So you can hit B to skip all the text. Every text box that comes up in the game, you can hit B, and it'll skip it. Alright, so now we're going to roll over here. We're going to head over the first training barrel. Alright, and now that we just jump in, we go clockwise around this tree. It's the fastest way to get them all. So once I'm here, what I do is I hit C, I hold up left and the little notch on the controller and hit A. It takes a lot of practice, but you can get like right down in here and then you're like right next to the coin and you can just pick it up. So you hold up left and then at the last second you let go of the joystick and you can just swim right into it. So that's the first one. The second one is the oranges. Now the oranges, how this works is once you pick up and throw all 5 oranges, you complete the challenge. So what you can do is you can roll in a little circle here, pick them all up really quickly, and the challenge ends when they all blow up. So what you can do is you can get really close to this tree, C up, and hold Z and just spam oranges, and they all blow up instantly. So you can go complete this challenge really quick. Alright, so that's 2. Now we go back over here. Like I said, going clockwise, sorry. Now we have the barrels. Again, it works the same way with oranges. You want to pick them up and you want them to blow up as soon as possible. So for the first ones, you pick them up, you can hold down B, and as soon as you pick it up, you will throw it. And now for the last one, it's a little different. You want it to blow up as soon as possible, so you can pick it up, aim at the tree, and throw it, and it blows up right away, and it ends the challenge. It's not like a big deal if you missed a tree or anything, it saves a couple seconds. So now we go to the last one here. This one is pretty straightforward. You just climb the tree, swing on the vines, you grab the coin. Come up, swing, swing, swing. Alright, so now that you've completed all of these, what you're supposed to do in real gameplay is go back to Cranky and he'll give you Simian Slam. But what that would entail is you have to go over to Cranky, you have to get Simian Slam, you have to go through this tunnel here, pound the switch which would open the door, and then you're out. But there is a nifty little glitch called Swim Through Vertical Walls. Basically, every wall in this game that's underwater and vertical up and down, you can swim through by being underwater, swimming at it, hitting C up twice, and you just clip through. Don't ask me why it works. It's one of those things in this game. One of the many things in this game that are just people go with. It saves a good bit of time, and we go back to Cranky later, and this saves a good bit of travel time. So what we're gonna do here, it's a little picky on the angle, but you kind of just want to go right up against the wall, maybe face a little bit to the right. You hit Z, you're underwater. Once you're underwater, you just hold A, so you're swimming against the wall. Now while keeping A held down the entire time, you hit C up. And once you're in C up, you just hit C up again. And you swim right through it. So now you're swimming out of bounds. And once you swim through, you don't want to touch the joystick at all. You just want to keep holding A. And what that will do, hopefully, is let you go into the loading zone. And now you're outside. So that skips pounding the switch and opening the gate and getting Simian Slam, which you actually already have because of Funky Weapon Glitch. But you still have to get that later, but we'll talk about that later. So now that you've done that, the first thing you're supposed to do is go to Lumsy and free him, and then he'll open up Japes for you. I guess before we do anything, I want to make sure don't touch any warp pads until there's a point later on you can actually skip a cutscene. It saves 20 seconds. It's really easy, but it has to be the first warp pad you've ever touched. so you can't touch any warp pads until then. So what we're actually going to do first is head over to the ferry island, again rolling to go faster. Oh, another thing is when you're swimming on the top of water, if you hold down B, you swim really fast. And that's nice. So but the fastest way to travel is always swimming underwater. So we want to go over here. We don't want to go on the island yet. This next glitch is called Swim Through Shores. Again, very appropriately named, where you're going to swim through the shore, get underneath it, jump into the loading zone to get to the ferry. The reason we want to get to the ferry right away is because she gives you the ability to do your pound move using crystal coconuts. You can do that pound move on dirt patches, and it drops a rainbow coin. A rainbow coin gives you 5 coins for every single Kong, even the ones you haven't unlocked yet. So it's by far the fastest method to get coins in this game. So what we're going to do here, this is actually one of the easier tricks in the game. It does take a little practice though. What you'll notice is when you hit Z, DK will do a little dolphin kick. What you want to do is you want to get close to the shore. Not so close, like if you're too close, I'm hitting Z right now, he won't dive. So you have to be far enough away that you can dive. You want to look a little bit to the right of the hole. It's not too specific. You want to hold up on the joystick and hit Z. Once you hit Z or not underwater, you want to mash B. You don't have to hit it extremely fast, but you just want to keep hitting B. So you hold forward, you hit Z, you just keep tapping B. He keeps dolphin kicking until he's through. Once he's through, you just hold back and hit A once. And now you're underneath the island, but in the water still. Because the water continues through the island. So now that we're over here, you can keep using C up. Sometimes the camera will flip like this. You can see this little area that's sticking through the tunnel. Normally you would be Mini Monkey and you would walk through in order to get into here. But by doing this, you can get inside the head. And once you're inside, you can jump, and you can jump up in the air, like actually through. So what you want to do is you want to jump and land on top of this tunnel. You can use C left and right to adjust your camera to make it easier. Like right now, I can see exactly where I am. So jump and land in here. Alright, now that I've landed in here, if you try to walk towards the loading zone, sometimes it'll push you back. Actually, you know what? I kind of want to show that again. I'll be doing a lot of these tricks multiple times just to make sure you can see them. So again, we're going to go up here. Holding forward, hit Z. Just tap Z. You don't have to hold it down. You just want to keep hitting B though. And you'll just keep dolphin kicking while holding forward and you go right through. So again, you hold back, hit A. You're up at the top. Change the camera a little bit. Alright, and we can see where we are. Jump in here. I'm holding forward right now, and he's doing this, like, he won't go forward. And I can get, like, what you want to do is, you want to go to the left side. For whatever reason, the left side will actually let you walk forward. And what I do is, I hold up left, and I just keep hitting A. And he'll eventually inch forward until he gets into the loading zone, and it pulls you in. Alright, now that you're here, you want to roll up here. Again, rolling is the fastest. You can just hit B, skip through all this text, and now I have the pound move, as you can see. I also have the ferry camera, but that's not really important in this category. At least not for this route. Later on, it could be used for setups, but we won't worry about that. So now you just want to leave. Surprisingly, you only need 15 coins with any given Kong to buy all the moves you need to beat the game. So since each rainbow coin gives you 5, you want to get 3 of these. So I do middle, right, and then over here. You can do the right and go over here. It doesn't make too much of a difference. So now that we have those 3 coconuts, we want to swim over here. Again, swimming underwater is the fastest method. So we're just going to swim over to Lumsy. Now we're finally going to go talk to Lumsy, and he will open up Japes for us. So we swim over here, we go up, We roll in. Yeah, and again, we're just gonna keep hitting B to skip through this text. I guess while we're waiting, I'll take a minute here to talk about some of the version differences. First off, if you're gonna run this game, I would highly recommend getting it on N64 console. You want the US version. You don't have to worry about 1.0 or 1.1 or anything like that. You just want the US version. The PAL version, there are several tricks that don't work, or they do work but are harder to pull off. You can check out DK speedruns and go under the version differences tab under tricks and techniques to learn more about that. You can use emulator for this game, but this game emulates horribly. There's a lot of glitches. There's a certain glitch, like if you climb a tree, sometimes it will fling you like a mile out of bounds for who knows why. And it actually runs faster than the console, so there's some advantage there, and I just wouldn't recommend it. If you have no other choice, feel free to start an emulator, but I would definitely recommend getting this for an NTSC console. Okay, so now that we've talked to Rool, he's opened up Japes. Again, make sure not to hit this warp here. You want to go over here, you dive, swim underwater. So you swim over to Japes. Now, there is a cutscene skip here. Normally, when you pick up a golden banana, DK will do a little dance. It takes about 4 or 5 seconds. What you can do is, if you roll right in between the banana and the loading zone, it will cut that short and pull you in. It's difficult. I don't know if I'd recommend it trying it right away, because a lot of the time what will happen is if you miss, you'll roll right past it and go in, and once you do that, you have to come back out, and it wastes more time than it would save. But ideally, you'd roll right in between. I missed it, and it would just pull you in. It would skip this whole little dance, and it just pull you in. So I guess I would recommend just picking up the banana and walking in like normal. So now that you've done that, you just want to head over here. He'll talk to you twice, so there's once, there's twice, just telling you how to get past him. And it'll go away, and then you just walk in. Alright, now that we are in here again, the squawks will talk to you. You just mash B to skip through the text. Talk to you again, just mash B, skip through the text. Now, the normal way of doing this is to climb up this tree and use the vines to get all the way over to the switch. But there's actually, it's not much faster, but it's easy enough that everyone should do it. You want to climb up this tree. Now, for whatever reason, all Kongs can jump out of their ground B moves. So let me show you that actually real quick. So you see, like, his ground, like if you're running and you hit B, he'll just kick. You can actually jump out of this move whenever you want. So if you kick while in the air, you hit A, he just jumps. For whatever reason, it acts like he's on the ground the whole time. So you can like kick, jump, and then hit B to even get some more distance. You can use this to get some really far distances, and it's really useful a couple times in this run. So what you want to do is, this might take a little practice, but you want to kick off this tree. Before you get below that ledge, you want to jump and then hit B, and it'll allow you to get a lot of extra distance and land on the switch. So we kick, jump, B, and that skips swinging across all the vines. What will happen if you miss that? You'll fall down, and unfortunately it'll play a long cutscene showing you, oh, you want to climb the vines and hit the switch in order to open this gate. But it's really not a hard trick. You can always get back up and try it again. I'll show it one more time. You just run, hit B, jump out of it, and hit B again. And it allows you to jump pretty far. So now that you've done that, you want to roll all the way through this tunnel. I guess not all the way, but right before you reach this warp pad. So this is the trick I was talking about earlier, where you're going to skip a cutscene by hitting the warp pad. What happens is, when you hit a warp pad for the very first time, Squawks comes down and tells you that, hey, this is a warp pad, this is what it does, whatever. But as soon as you cross this blue line, yeah, right here, it triggers a cutscene showing you where Diddy is, all the way at the top. That cutscene takes about 20 seconds. So what you can do is, if you land on that warp pad during that little cutscene by kicking at it, it'll interrupt that long cutscene with Squawks talking to you, and that takes like a second. So this trick saves about 17 seconds, and it's not too hard. What I do is, it takes a little practice. It's hard to practice it because you can't do it again. But I tried kicking like right before, like right in this middle red-blue area, like right in between. It's kind of a grayish area. So you look at the warp, you run, you hit B. There, you see how it zoomed out like it was gonna do the cutscene, but I hit the warp in time that Squawks talked to me and it completely skipped it. Alright, so now the first area you want to go to, you want to go up and meet Diddy first. So you want to go over here, again you're going to kick, jump out of it, and hit B. That's the fastest way to get to this vine. You can always just swim over and jump up, but it doesn't matter. So we're going to climb up here. Another useful trick, it's not really a trick, but if you hold R, the camera always goes behind you, and that helps with the angling. Like here I hold R, I jump up, jump across these vines, I roll into the cannon. I'm over here, you can roll, immediately get this banana. And congratulations, you've gotten every golden banana you're gonna get in this run. You only need 2. Alright, now that we're here, what we're gonna do is you want to free Diddy in the fastest way possible, but also lining you up to enter the Trophenscoff right down here to fight the boss and get key 1. There is a way to skip getting key 1, but it is slower. Oh no, sorry, you can't skip key 1 and it's faster, but it's much harder, and I'm gonna save that for the expert tutorial. Like I said, we're just going to go through the beginning stuff. So what we'll do here is we're going to roll down this hill, roll over here. Once you reach around this area, you'll see Funky. You just want to kick, and you go all the way down. Now, you don't want to step on that battle crown, because it will trigger a little squawk text telling you what it is. But you want to come over to this ledge, pull out the gun, hit C up. Now, because you have sniper shot, you can zoom in, allowing you to shoot the switch from much further away than you're supposed to. So you just take the first shot, you can put away your gun, you can start heading over this way, and then that will happen. It will say that you've hit it. So now you want to turn around the camera by holding R, go really close to the ledge over here, hit C up, look down, shoot that one, put the gun away, and now we have that. So now we're going to jump, swim back across, roll over here, and again we're going to do that little trick where we jump out of the his little kick. So we kick, jump, B. Now we're on top of this tree. Alright, so now that we're up here, you see this last switch? What we want to do is we want to free Diddy and immediately go to the Trophenscoff and fight the boss. So what you can do here, it's a little tricky, but you can shoot the switch, put the gun away, and then start swinging over. So instead of sitting here waiting, you can get a little closer to the door. It saves a little bit of time. So I'm going to try it here. We shoot, put the gun away, jump, start swinging. So now we're already on the 3rd vine by the time the cutscene starts. Alright, so now we're swinging here, we're going to jump, and we're going to enter Trophenscoff. Alright, again, hit B, skip that little text. Alright, this is... You do this trick a couple times. This is called the C up clip. Basically, okay, here's how it works. You see the top of the ledge here. This works for pretty much every ledge. I think I guess there are some ledges that are much easier than others. Luckily, this ledge is pretty easy, and every single boss room in the game copies this exact layout. So since you can do it in one of them, you can do it in all of them. But this is how it works. You have the top part here, and you have this little side, like the side of the ledge. You have right here, and then the top. What you can do is there's actually a little bit of space in between where this corner meets, and you can actually fall down into those couple of pixels, and then you're out of bounds, and you can walk underneath the ledge, walk over here, and go into the loading zone for this boss. Now, it doesn't matter if you do the left or the right side. It's kind of all preference. I don't know why. I always do the left side. A lot of people do the left side, and that's, I don't know. I don't know if it's any easier or not, but this is just what I do, and I'm pretty consistent at it. So, okay, the reason it's called the C up clip, whenever you're running and you hit C up, your momentum immediately stops. So you run, hit C up, you immediately stop. And this is really useful because you want to stop. If you're, like, see how you're walking, you'll walk right over those couple of pixels. But if you hit C up at the right time, you'll stop moving and fall straight down. And you want that to fall in. Another thing you can do is, if you're walking against a wall, you see how much slower he moves than just running like normal? You can use that to slowly approach the wall. And now what I do is I buffer C up. And what that means is I hit. So if I'm right here, I want to go towards the ledge, which is a little down and a little bit to the left. But I want to hit C up at the same time. So I hit down left and C up. So I go like that. And then you hit C up again. I moved just a little bit, but I also stopped my momentum. So what I want to do is I want to get as close to the ledge as possible while up against the wall, so I walk slow. And just hit down left and C up. And you just keep doing that until you inch far enough over. Alright, I think I got it. Oh no, I just pushed myself out by turning around. What you want to do, it takes a lot of practice. You can't get it consistent, but even with me, how much I've been doing this, it's still not 100% consistent. So we're going to try this again. Again, hitting over and C up at the same time. You can see faintly that I'm kind of clipped into the wall. This means I got it, usually. So what I want to do is I want to hold up right, and I'm in. So like I said, you fell down into the spot in between the ledge and the top. So I'm going to do it one more time because this can be tricky. You walk up against the wall, just over and C up at the same time, and I'm in again. So now that I've done that, it's kind of hard because you can't see exactly where you are. And at first it can be tricky, but you kind of just want to hold up right-ish. You can keep using C up to see where you are. You want to be to the left. Once you get close enough in, you can see where you are. There's the big door. What happens is the loading zone is extended all the way up and down infinitely. I'm pretty sure it's infinitely. And you can just keep holding forward, and it pulls you into this cutscene. The funny thing is, the door opens, but it says it can't open, and it plays the evil music. It's funny, but so what happens is you skip all 60 bananas you need, and it pulls you into the game. So now, this guy has counts for how many times he shoots fireballs, and then as soon as he stops the count, he'll pop his head out. If you can learn the counts, you can kill him a little faster. So the first one is 4. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I know he's popping his head out, so I pick it up and I throw it and hit him. Now, here he's going to roll at you for a certain amount of time, or until he hits you. So to make this fight go by faster, you roll into him right away, and he'll immediately change directions and go to where he's supposed to end at. So the next count, let's see, I think it's 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, sorry, it's 9. 6, 7, 8, maybe I counted wrong, I don't remember. I think that was 9. Sorry. It's 9, yeah. And then again, you pick it up, you throw it at him, you're going to roll into him, so he'll immediately change direction. Alright, so now this one's 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, I just go back and forth. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and now 11. So now he's going to poke his head out, pick it up, you throw it, and he's dead. It can be a little scary because I'm finishing this with, I believe a quarter melon. I might have a half melon. I think I have a half melon. So you can only get hit once. If you get hit twice, you're gonna die while trying to do this strat. If you do get hit too many times, you can always just roll away until he goes to where he's supposed to go. So now that we've done that, we just simply roll in, we get the key, and that's it. So again, hit B to skip squawk text. So what we've done here is we've gotten key 1, we've unlocked Diddy, and that's all you need to do in here. So the fastest way to leave is to hit pause. You press up, it goes to exit level, you just hit A twice. A, and you're out. So now you've done that, you can just hold down, you roll, you keep rolling. You can always flip your camera around, but you can just roll out. Now once you've left, you want to head to Key Lumsy because you want to turn in key 1 so that you can access Aztec. So again, we're swimming underwater. You want to hit warp 1 here so that you can use it later on for faster travel. So we're gonna roll in. This it's a little time saver. It saves some travel time. Right now, key 1 is in the lock because I have it. But the cutscene won't play unless I hit the bottom of this hill. So what we're going to do is we want to roll around this hill, making sure not to go in. Because as soon as the cutscene ends, it places you at the very front of this area. So we're going to roll over here. This is our first dirt patch. So you can just press and hold B when the I don't know what to call it, the little sparkles start flying around. You pound, you grab the rainbow coin. Squawks will come up for the first one. And now from here, you want to get all the way back at the entrance. So what you can do is you just roll in, it starts this cutscene, it plays the cutscene, and it places you at the front. So you don't have to roll all the way back and all the way back to the front. You just have to roll back, and it'll put you at the front. So it saves maybe 10 seconds of rolling. So now that's opened. And yep, see, right at the front. So now we're going to leave. Now we're going to head that. Actually, we're not going to head the Aztec. We're going to head in that general direction, and we're going to do a cool trick called a moon kick. By far my favorite in this game. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go this way. We're going to hit warps 1 and 2 for later. We're going to roll over here. Roll over here. Now that we're here, you can backflip twice, backflip up, backflip up. From here, you can climb the tree a little faster. You can kick, jump, and hit B to get a little height. So that instead of starting the climb from down here, you start to climb further up. You don't have to climb as far, so now you climb up here at the top. There's actually a little trick. It's called a tree jump. Basically, it's a little tricky, but if you're at a certain height, and then you press A, he'll just appear at the top. But, and so instead of like holding up, and he jumps all the way up, and then you can move, you can get to a certain height, hit A, and he'll just appear there. And then you can kick off. And again, this is the second dirt patch, so you can just jump and hit A, you can just hit B, whatever, you pick it up. Now you have 10 coins, there's only 1 left. Okay, so here's the moon kick. Rationally, I don't understand the logic behind it, but basically, you have this move, the jump, and then B, and then you have his kick. If you can go from his jump B to his kick move fast enough, he will fly into the air for a little bit of time. We've discovered recently that by making the game lag, this trick is easier to pull off. So what you can do is, from here, if you're looking at the hill, you can hit C left a couple times until the camera is behind him. You don't want to zoom the camera out because then that will happen. You can go over here because then it'll get stuck on the fence, and then once you're at this point, you can hit C down. And now you can see everything in the background, so it makes it lag a little more. You can see it's running a little slower, and this helps this trick a lot. So what you want to do is, again, this trick can be tricky. Wow. But you want to jump while running fast. You want to hit B immediately after you jump. So you jump B like that. Again, you want to keep the camera behind you. And then once you get that jump B, you just mash B and keep holding down. And he'll do this. And he'll fly into the air. And that is a moon kick. But what you're gonna do is, okay. This is the entrance to caves. This rock, you can only access, in regular play, you can only reach this ledge from this side. You would jump off this little corner here, and you could only touch on this side of the rock. So they only did collision detection on this side of the rock. However, on this side, the rock is there just for decoration. You can actually go right through it. So by doing a moon kick, you can get enough height to grab this ledge here. It's pretty tricky. Sometimes the ledge, just for whatever reason, it won't let you grab it. But what you want to do is, you have the camera like so. You jump up, you moon kick, you turn in the air, you jump up. Okay, see, I missed it there. Yeah, see, you have to hit B quick enough, or you just kick like that. And you want to be high enough on the slope that you can actually reach the ledge. You don't want to do the moon kick all the way down here, because then you won't get enough height. So you want to do the moon kick towards the top and not all the way. And then you kind of just move the joystick, you go up against the sledge, you jump, and you hope you grab. Yeah, again, hit B as soon as you jump. Okay. It helps if you press up against the ledge a little bit. You'll see him kind of like jerking back and forth. So now you're grabbing this ledge. The thing is, you can't go too far to the right, so you don't have to worry about that. You want to be... Uh-oh. How'd I get stuck? Okay. You want to be on this ledge, this whole stretch. If you're past this corner, you can't get over here. Oh wow. Apparently if you go too far into the corner you get stuck. Okay. So from here you can see how I'm pressing up and it immediately pushes me down. Because there's still collision detection right here. So what you want to do is you want to go all the way in this corner. You press up and the rock doesn't exist. So now you're inside the rock, and that's the loading zone for Caves Lobby, so you just walk right in. So now you're in the Crystal Caves Lobby that you're not supposed to be in until you've done everything up to Fungi, which involves a lot of bananas, a lot of golden bananas, a lot of time. So this saves a lot of time. So the quicker way to get up here, you can go over here, you backflip on top, you backflip again, you go over here, you backflip a third time, and now you're up here. Now, as you noticed, this guy requires you to have 65 bananas. You obviously do not have 65. So here's the first of a couple. Well, first off, this guy is called a bee locker, banana locker. Everybody calls him bee locker. This is the first of a couple bee locker skips. What you want to do is, for whatever reason, the right side of these guys isn't very solid. It's actually really easy to break. What you're gonna do is, you can see, okay, DK will slap. His hands stretch pretty far. What you want to do is, you want to get his hands to go inside that blue far enough. It thinks that you've walked in and it'll pull you through. So in order to get close, you can see there's a little barrier here. I can't walk any further. If you hold Z and then press right, or whatever direction you want your back facing it, you can turn around like that, and then you can jump. While you jump, you want to hit backwards. So you see how I went forward or went back a good bit when normally you can't walk that far. So what you can do is you can turn around again. So now I'm a little closer. You want him to be kind of parallel, but you just want to make sure his hand gets inside that blue. So what you can do now is you just simply keep hitting B. and it loads it and it pulls you right in. So you just skipped getting 65 bananas. So now that we're in here, actually you want to leave right away. So you pause, you hit up, and you exit level. Now, the reason you want to leave, the reason we came here at all, the way Cranky works in this game, whenever you whenever you go in there and you want to buy a move, it checks for the latest level in the game that you've entered, and it makes those moves available. So Caves is the second to last level in the entire game. Well, I guess third if you count Helm. So you can buy all the moves that you need to beat the game. You actually don't need many moves. And by entering here, you can buy every move you need to fight and beat K-Rool. So that's why you come in here and then you immediately leave, so that you can unlock that ability. Now that you've done that, you just want to roll down here. And you just want to leave the caves. Now, the way collision detection works in this game and pretty much every N64 game, if you're out of bounds or inside a wall you're not supposed to be, they only do collision detection from the outside. So you can just walk right through and you're gonna go through. So what you can do is, again, that little kick and then jump then B. So you want to kick around this corner, jump, and then B, and you're on here. Now you've done that, you want to actually enter Aztec. You want to enter Aztec because you have to unlock all the Kongs to beat the game. So you can come over here, you can hit warp 2 if you like, and you enter here. Okay. Now that you've done that, you want to come up here. Again, you'll notice you need 5 to enter here, and you only have 2. So you're going to do exactly what you just did. You're going to hold Z, you're going to turn around, have your back facing it, you're going to jump. Make sure that you don't hit back and jump at the same time, or you'll turn around like that. So you want to have your back facing it, you jump first. While you're in the air, you hold back, and he'll move. So now you can turn back around. You can use C up, but it's slow, but it's not very precise. So again, you just hit B, and his arms go in, and it pulls you through. It's actually a really easy trick for these two at least. There's one later on to get in the factory, and that one's actually pretty difficult. So now we've done that, we're going to go over here. We're just going to continue to the main area. Again, rolling the whole way, because DK is really fast. Keep rolling, keep rolling, keep rolling. Now, this is a small time saver. It's not really a big deal if you don't get it. But you can kind of see, it's hard to explain. The ground gets a little darker, is like the optimal spot to do it. But you want to kick, and what happens is the Llama will talk to you, but DK will continue to move. And it just gets you a little closer to where you want to be. So you get up here, you kick, the cutscene starts, but you can see DK moving a little bit. It saves like maybe half a second to a second. So again, you just want to keep hitting D, you skip his text. And now you okay. This next trick is called a guitar skip. What you want to do is you want to tag warp 1. Make sure you tag warp 1 there because you want to use it later. You're going to go over to this temple, and you're going to go all the way into this back corner. Well, first let me show you. What you're trying to do is you're trying to skip that door. Normally, to open that door, you need to have Diddy, you need to buy his instrument, you need to get on top of the cage and play the guitar. And that opens the door. That's why it's called guitar skip, because you skip buying Diddy's guitar. So now that we've done that, you want to go over here into this corner. For whatever reason, this corner is really, I don't know, not programmed very well. It's similar to a C-up clip where there's a space in between the wall and the top where you can actually fall into. It's a pretty hard trick. It takes a lot of practice. I still can't do it very well. But what you want to do is you want to backflip and hold up very slightly. Well, I guess before we begin, if you try this trick and you really can't get it, you always have the option of tagging Diddy, going over to Candy, buying his guitar, and like I said, going up there, playing his instrument and doing all that. But that wastes, it's about a minute for a trick it's not too difficult. You can't get it. So you want to backflip, you hold up, and hopefully once I explain it, It'll get a little easier. You don't want to hold straight up, because you actually land on this corner and it'll slide out like that. You just kind of want to tap up, not too lightly that you don't move, but far enough that you get like, you start getting in this corner like so. Now you see how DK is like, half his body is through, or roughly half, but he's facing perfectly to the left. You want just, that's the position you want. You just want to, from here, you just want to jump and hold up. Just keep tapping up, just barely. You just want to inch forward. Again, sometimes you do that, you can just backflip, and again, just keep holding up. You can hit up and a little bit to the left. It looks like you clip, but you don't, unfortunately, so you just keep trying it. Again, I'm facing to the left a little bit, keep tapping up. What you want to happen is DK will turn in the air, and then there. He'll be facing forward though. If you know you got it when he lands and he's facing forward like this, and the majority of him is through. Now you just want to hit up, and you're through the wall. Again, that one takes a lot of practice. It's a little hard. Maybe I shouldn't have put this into this tutorial, but it's really not that bad. And since you do have like a minute and a half to do it before you're wasting time, you might as well. So again, just hold A, kind of hit up. You want to aim towards this wall more than that wall, but you want to make sure you're in the corner a good bit. Once you're in the corner, like that, like not even like really in the corner, just close, you just want to start hitting up towards this top wall. And there, you see how he's facing upward and most of his body's in. You just hit up and you know you're through. Alright, so now from here, you kind of like, you want to be careful. If you walk too far and to this like empty space, the game has a check, and it will pull you out and put you back at the entrance of the level, which means you have to do this trick all over again. But what you want to do is you want to get the camera behind you. You want to walk up towards this side of the wall, and you want to just keep walking like alongside, but not so far in that you go back in bounds. So you're just gonna keep walking around, keep going on the side until you're all the way up here, and it'll put you back in bounds. You'll see how he disappears, but it's just loading the next area, so he disappears for a second. So now you're past this door. The door is still here, but you can't see it from the inside, again, because there's no collision detection from the outside of doors you're not supposed to go through, or walls. Alright, so now we're going to head through this area. Now we're going to start buying some moves from Cranky that we need. So you want to navigate, this is referred to as Snake Road, because it kind of snakes in, you know, back and forth. You can take damage here, it's not a big deal. So you can like kick and jump and do that if you want to get across it faster. But what you want to do is you hold right. The way the tag barrel works, if you don't know, you actually press the opposite direction you want to go. It's pretty annoying. So you want to select Diddy. Now it'll play the text here because this is the first time you've ever selected Diddy. You want to enter Cranky. And what's going to happen here is it thinks this is the very first time you've ever entered Cranky since completing the tag barrels. So it thinks you just completed the tag barrel. So what it's going to do is it's going to give you Simian Slam, even though you already have it. Because it thinks it's the first time you've ever gone in Cranky. But now it's going to kick you out because it thinks you can't possibly buy any more moves, so we might as well just kick you out here. But you want to go in and buy more moves, so you go back in, you just hold up. Now that you're back in here, the first move is Chimpy Charge. You make sure you hit yes. You want to buy Chimpy Charge because Chimpy Charge is needed to unlock Tiny. And believe it or not, that is the only use for that move in the game. With, at least in speedrunning terms, for any percent. Now, the next move is Rocket Barrel. Again, you want to hit yes. And Rocket Barrel. Rocket Barrel is needed to fight K. Rool. Diddy's phase of K. Rool is you use the jetpack to shoot switches and drop lights on top of K. Rool. So again, now that you've done that, you just want to keep hitting B. You've actually bought all the moves that you need for Diddy in the entire game. So you never need to buy any more moves with Diddy, so his coin count is fine. So now you want to jump in here. Again, you tag Diddy K, and now you're just going to work your way back. Actually, sorry, I am mistaken. I forgot, I was thinking of a new route. What you want to do is come in here. You want to buy one move. You want to buy the first one, which is Baboon Blast. This is needed. It's not needed, but we're gonna use it because the trick to skip this is pretty difficult, and I feel like you shouldn't have to worry about it. So the next move you don't need, so you're just gonna keep hitting B as soon as you get that first move, and it'll kick you out. Now you want Baboon Blast to open the Llama Temple so that you can go in and unlock Lanky. So what you're gonna do is, again, you can kick and jump to try to like navigate through here faster. It takes a bit of practice, but as long as you don't die, it's not a big deal. So again, you're gonna roll because rolling is the fastest. Keep rolling, rolling, rolling. You don't have to hit warp 2. You can hit warp 2. Like if you somehow die, then you can just use warp 2 to get back here and not have to do guitar skip again. So now we're gonna come over here. We're gonna go to this pad. We're gonna just hit Z, go in, and we're just gonna complete this as fast as possible. So we'll play this little cutscene. You just keep hitting B. Like I said, there is a way to skip this move, but it involves a series of tricks that I feel aren't suitable for a beginner. And honestly, it wastes maybe a minute, which is not a big deal for someone who's first starting out. Again, I'll be making another tutorial that will include that trick. So once you do this, you just hit C up, you shoot the little switch, it opens the door. And then you just roll in like normal. I'll play this little cutscene. So now we're gonna do yet another C up clip. This one is pretty easy as well. We're gonna roll over here. You want to go to this staircase over here. You don't want to be too low on the staircase, but you don't want to be too high either, because if you mess it up, then you have to come up and go all the way back up. So you don't have to be too high. Just like I'd say the second or third white line right here. So you go over again, kind of buffering the joystick and C button together, getting closer and closer to the ledge. You don't want to be too far away when you start this, because then you'll just be doing this forever. You want to be as close as possible, and then you can start hitting that. So a little close. I keep falling off. Oops. Actually, it's a little easier if you face it diagonal like this, and you have the camera behind you. That way you can just hit up. It actually gives you more space that you're walking along this ledge, so that you have more room to fall down if you're diagonal on these. So you go up, you hit C up, buffer up and C up. Just keep doing that. Alright, now you can tell if you get it. If you hit left while in C up mode, you can see all this black void. So that's when you know you got it. So you want to hit C up, get the camera to flip around, you start walking out of bounds. Now from here, you kind of just want to walk towards the wall, and once you've done that, you can hit C up and look over to the left, and you can see Lanky's room. Normally you would have to get DK's instrument, play the drums, the llama will spit, it'll open the gate and turn the lava into water, and you can swim over here, but that takes a lot of time. This C up clip is not very hard. So you should be able to do it. And it's not like you mess it up, you lose a bunch of time, you can always retry it. So now that you're over here, you want to look towards here. Again, I hold R to keep the camera behind me. You keep rolling, and once you pass through the wall, you just fall down in. And then you just pull out the gun, you shoot the switch, and you freed Lanky. And now that you've freed Lanky, you just want to leave as fast as possible. So again, we hit pause, go up, exit level by hitting A twice. And then the fun thing about this is once you're inside the blocker like this, I guess if you sit there too long the camera flips, you're still inside of him. So all you have to do is hold up and you can walk right back through him. But if you go down, you have to do the B-locker skip again, which is going to the side and using his slap to clip in again. So what you want to do here is you want to swing across the vines, go over here. This is why you want to hit warp 1, because you want to go back to this area. So now we're going to get our final rainbow coin. You just jump, hit B, and hold it. So you should have well, ideally you'd have 0 left here. Again, you want his coin to be 12. If it's not 12 coins, that means you missed one somewhere. So now we want to tag Diddy. And now we want to free Tiny, which is in this temple. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here. Slopes in this game are really weird. The physics on them don't work correctly always, so you can always walk up the stairs and walk around, but to save a little bit of travel time, you can hit, if you're running, and hit B, he does his little cartwheel. So by running, and at the very bottom of the slope, it's not too picky, you can hit B, and he'll just cartwheel all the way up. And again, that saves climbing the stairs. So you pull out his gun, shoot the switch, opens the door, come over here, and you go in. So now we'll play this little cutscene again, just hit B. Alright, and now we're gonna yet again do another C-up clip. This is probably the hardest one in the game. It's still not that hard, but you have to know what you're doing. What you want to do is, you're going to do it right here as soon as you enter. Like I said before, by going, you don't want to do C-up clips head on, like this. Because you have very little space where you can actually fall down. By going almost parallel, but not completely parallel, because you do want to inch closer to the ledge, you lengthen the period of time that you can actually fall down into the little gap. So again, you don't want to look head on like parallel like this. You want to be a little bit to the left, and again you just hold up and you kind of just buffer up and C up at the same time, and just keep doing it, and hopefully you fall down like that. You can tell you fall down because like you can see like the majority of Diddy's inside, so you can hit Z, you can turn a little bit if that helps, and now you walk underneath. Now you're inside underneath here. This is where it gets tricky. As you can see, the camera is kind of flipping out because it doesn't really know what to do. So while the camera's flipping out, you have to try to walk underneath this loading zone. You don't want to jump because it'll pull you out. You can use C up. You can see this torch here. You kind of want to be parallel to it. You can hold up, but like the camera's flipping around, it can be kind of tough. So you just kind of want to inch your way forward. There. So now the camera's stopped. So you can see like I want to be kind of parallel, maybe a little bit to the right, and you can just walk forward. Diddy, his fastest method of travel is actually long jumping. So you just run, hit Z and A, hit Z and A. And now what's happened is I've clipped back in bounds and into the water. So now I'm in the water. I've skipped needing guitar again to defrost the ice and come over here. So now that I'm over here, we're going to do a trick called Diddy Kong. Basically, okay, I'll explain this to the best of my knowledge. I'm not sure if it's correct, if you're interested, but so normally you'd hit this, ow, the enemies are mean, by the way. Normally you would hit the switch, it would raise these platforms, and then you just spell out Kong. But you can actually skip doing that, which saves a good bit of time, by jumping on top of the switch and then chippy charging it from the top. Now, you actually want to spell it wrong the very first time. If you spell it right, if you start with a K, the game is waiting for you to hit that switch and raise the platform. So when it sees that you've hit a letter, it switches and it's like, oh, okay, never mind, I'm supposed to be waiting for you to hit a switch. But the problem is, if you hit the correct letter first, it tries lighting it up, and then it realizes that it's supposed to switch, so you actually can't spell Kong correctly. Like, even if you finish it off, the check didn't start until after you hit the K, and you can't hit the K again, so you're kind of screwed, and you have to redo it. So what you want to do is you want to hit the incorrect letter first. I hit the G because it's the closest to where you were. So what you want to do is you just want to be on the top. You want to aim not straight out. You want to be a little diagonal. You just hit Z, you hold Z, hit B, and it'll chimpy charge it. So now you see that it went over there. It now knows that it's supposed to be waiting for letters, but you didn't hit the correct letter, so the G popped back out. So now you go over here, now you want to start spelling it correctly. So you jump on top. Sometimes you can chimpy charge and just go off. I don't know why, and they won't register you actually hitting the switch, but for the most part, it'll always register you hitting it. So KO. Again, long jumping to travel a little faster. The thing about long jumping is you can't change your direction in the air like you can with cartwheeling. You can see how I can turn. If you long jump, you're stuck going that same direction. So it's not good for areas you have to turn a lot. Like if there's enemies in here, I also want a cartwheel so I can hit them along the way. But if you're on like a straight path and you want to go faster, you can just long jump. So KO, go on here, chimpy charge again, and cartwheeling. You also want to jump. I guess that doesn't really matter. I think you get a little speed boost if you jump out of the cartwheel before. But those are just small little optimizations. Okay, so now you charge, you hit the G, and now the cutscene will start and you've unlocked Tiny. So now that you've unlocked Tiny and Lanky, that's actually all you have to do in here. So now you're done the level, so now you can just again hit start, go up, and exit. So now you're done with Aztec. So you want to start heading down towards this area, and you just want to walk out. Alright, and now this is why we hit Warp 2 earlier. We want to use Warp 2 again, and it puts you back down here. Now we're going to head to Factory. You may be wondering how we're going to get the Factory when we didn't fight the boss for Aztec. Normally you get Key 2, which is in Aztec. You would turn it in. It would move up this platform, open that door up there, and unlock Gloomy Galleon. But there's a couple of methods really. Again, when I'm swimming on top, I'm holding B to swim a little faster. You go over here. We're gonna try a trick called a moon kick, or sorry, not a moon kick, moon tail. There's a series of tricks that you have to do. Basically, Diddy, whenever you jump and hit A as soon as you hit the ground, he does a little double jump. So if you can get the time, and then you can also, like I said earlier, you can jump out of every Kong's B move. So like he'll slap, you can jump out of it. So you like slap, jump, you can actually slap, jump, and hit B again to get a little extra height. This trick can be a little tricky, and it does take practice. What you want to do is you want to combine that double jump with this move. So what you do is you jump, and as soon as you hit the ground, you hit A and B, like not at the same time, but like you want to hit B very quickly after you hit A for the double jump. There, so you see how he double jumped, but he did the ground animation? When he's at the peak of that jump, like I said before, you can jump out of his B moves. So you can jump and then jump again. So you get very high. Now what I do is I'm a little bit past this middle line. I jump, do that. I jump and then hit B again to get that little extra height. And by combining all of them together, see, like it said, it's a little tricky sometimes. You can grab the ledge and climb up. So let me show you that one more time. You get the double jump with B combined, jump out of it at the height of the jump, and then hit B and hold forward, and you climb up. So now again, you can cartwheel up, you can long jump and go a little faster. I like cartwheeling, it's a little safer. You want to watch out for this zinger, he can knock you off with one of his oranges. There's a little speed trick here. You can go over here, you can either jump and hit B, or if you're not comfortable with that, you can backflip, backflip again, and you're up. And it skips walking all the way around up the ramp. So again, you're going up here, you can long jump. When the enemy's coming, I like the cartwheel, so you hit them, but still go faster than walking. So we keep going up here. Now you may be wondering at this point how you get past this door up here when you didn't ever open it. Funny thing is, this door never exists. It is there just for decoration, just so they can show that it's being opened, like something is happening. So you just hold up and you just walk right through it. It's not even there. Okay, this is one of the harder tricks in the game. It's gotten a little easier with some new discoveries, but you have to use Lanky. Like I explained the earlier ones, the way they work is if you can get like part of him to kind of get close enough, you can actually, his arm, you see how his arms stretch really far? This is why you need Lanky, because you can't go on either side and back walk in or back jump in because these pillars are in the way. So what you want to do is you want to get as close as possible and just hit B and get his arms to hit in. It's very picky, it's pretty random. There are a couple methods of doing it. Probably the easiest way, it involves some practice. We recently found out, let me explain this, lag makes you move faster, believe it or not. The more the game lags, the faster the Kong will move. We think this is because the game lags so bad and they knew this, they didn't want to make it look like the game was lagging. So they put in this algorithm that compensates. The more the game lags, the faster you move. So even if it's lagging really bad, you move at what looks like normal speed. But the problem with that is you can make the game lag by chucking oranges. And so when you chuck oranges, you move faster. Because there's a gigantic lag spike. So what you do is you can get, the objective is you want a long jump. So that you can go fast enough that you get closer and you can just use B to stretch in. You want to be on the right side. You can use C up, you can go over here, you want to chuck 4 oranges, get out of C up, wait like half a second, and then long jump at them. And then just hit B once you land. So we'll try this. We'll go over 1, 2, 3, 4. You see how it lags? He gets pretty close, you just keep hitting B. Yeah, we didn't quite get it. That's because I long jumped too early, so you wanna... Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. He moved really fast there, you just keep hitting B. It looked like we got it, but it's still pretty picky. Oh wow. Alright. Like I said, it takes a lot of practice and it's still pretty dumb, even after playing it this long. Wow. Okay. Wow. That was pretty unlucky. There is a backup strat. Um, it's pretty inconsistent, but of course now that I said that, I probably get first try. You just long jump at him, and as soon as you land, you just mash B, and hopefully you get close enough. So you just keep long jump. Oops. If you hit B too soon, you'll do that little spin. So just keep long jumping. Oh, and of course I get it then. That trick takes a lot of practice. It's really picky, and it's based on a number of factors. Alright, so now that we're here, you can actually, if you time it correctly, you can long jump. It'll play this cutscene where it'll show you where Chunky is. If you can long jump at the right time, I didn't get it, but you can move during that cutscene and get a little extra distance, but it's not very important. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we want to hit this switch. It'll open the hatch. You gotta watch out for these guys. There is a trick. There's a lot of tricks you can do with those oranges. I won't be showing them in this tutorial because this is meant for beginners. But later on, you use them in a bunch of spots. Here's a cool little trick. If you run and hold Z, you'll see how you slide. If you time it right, you can slide off the ledge while holding Z. If you keep holding Z, your Kong will never go into his falling animation because it thinks you're on the ground. So you can run and hold Z, and you just slide off. You keep holding Z, and you go all the way down. So you don't have to worry about falling and taking damage, and it's really fast. So, unfortunately, Lanky is extremely slow. His B move gives him no extra speed at all. So the only way to go faster is the long jump, but his long jumps, they're very hard to control. Generally, Lanky is not a very favorable character for speedrunning. He's very slow. So we're just going to keep long jumping. We're going to go over here. Now, we want to hit this switch up here to unlock Chunky. You can just backflip out this box. Excuse me. This trick is a little hard. I guess it's not hard. It just takes some practice. You notice that you hit Z and B. We don't have his handstand move. Normally, you need handstand to walk up the slope, or else you just slide down like that. By wedging yourself in the corner and kind of looking diagonally, you can jump while you're falling and kind of inch your way up if you time it correctly. Like, you don't want to spam A, or else you just do that, but wait too long, or you won't get any distance. So you want to time it correctly. Like I said, you want to be in this corner. You don't want to be head on, because then you won't. What's happening is you're jumping, but you're hitting the wall, and it's stopping you. So by continually jumping, you're slowly creeping up. You can optimize it by having like a better angle, but you just want to keep jumping, keep jumping. It's relatively the same timing. Just boom, 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 boom. Again, just in the corner. It takes some practice. Boom, 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 boom. Right now on the joystick, I'm holding like up, right. Right in the middle of up and upright. I'll do it one more time. You want the camera behind you. You want to be facing diagonal. You jump up. I'm holding almost straight up, just very slightly to the right. And now you're up. And now that you're up, you can jump and hit this switch, and you've freed Chunky. So now that you've unlocked Chunky, you've unlocked all the Kongs. Now what you want to do is you want to buy. You can actually buy all the moves that you need to beat the game in one sitting, other than Diddy. So now you can long jump to head this direction. I like to use this strat to climb the boxes. You go in this corner, you backflip. You back. Well, you want to land on this little box here. Let me try that again. You backflip. You backflip up here. You do a small jump up here, and then you backflip up. Now you just keep on jumping. Okay, first we're gonna buy Lanky's instrument. You need Lanky's instrument for his fate. It's actually the only thing you need to do to beat K-Rool. For Lanky, all he does is play his instrument to make K-Rool slip. So you can you can just hit B, skip this text, hit A, buy the move. And again, just keep mashing B. Again, it will ask you to buy the upgrade because it thinks you've been in cave, so you should be able to buy this move. But you just want to keep hitting B after you buy that first move, or that first instrument, I guess. So now that you've done that, you want to jump on the tag barrel. You want to tag. This is important. You have to do Chunky first. What's gonna happen is Chunky's gonna buy a Super Simian Slam. Chunky has to buy it because Tiny needs enough moves. She needs enough coins to buy the 3 moves that she needs to beat the game. Chunky, you do not need all 3 of his moves, so you can waste his 5 coins on this. So again, we're gonna buy that. This is Primate Punch. And now we're buying Super Simian Slam. Now it's gonna, if you remember the final fight, you actually use this next move, Gorilla Gone, but for whatever reason, they actually give that move to you as soon as you enter the fight. Like, regardless if you have it or not, you can use those warp pads. So now we're gonna come up here, we're gonna tag Tiny. Tiny, you need, you would like to have Ponytail Twirl in order to do Key 3, which we end up having to do. I'll explain that one in a minute. So, you need Mini Monkey, first off, I guess. Mini Monkey is used in the K-Rool fight. You use Mini Monkey, go into shoot, and you fire and hit his toes. So you need that move for the K-Rool fight. This move, you need to fight Mad Jack. You don't really need it, I guess. You can do the fight without it using glitches, but what you really need is Monkey Port. Monkey Port is used to get into Hideout Helm, where you get the final key in the game. So I guess by extension, if you have to get Monkey Port, you have to get Ponytail 12 because beforehand. You see how I finished with 0 coins? If you go in first with Tiny, you'll buy a Super Simian Slam, and you won't have enough coins. So now you've done that, you actually have all the moves you need to beat the game. So now we're gonna head over here. Quick note about Tiny's travel speed. Long jumping is fastest. Pretty much every Kong long jumping is fastest except for DK. But you can hit Z and B to do this, but as soon as you hit the ground, you see those dust comes up. She slows down. What you can do is you can Z and B, and before you hit the ground, jump out of it, and just continue doing that. And it's a faster way to travel than walking. So again, we're going to do the C-up clip in here just like before. We go over to the left. We're going to go on the corner. We're going to buffer. Oh wow, I got that first try. You can buffer with C-up. You can technically get that glitch without using C-up. It's just much, much easier using C-up. So we're going to walk underneath. This one is a little different. If you're not very good at this glitch, I wouldn't recommend doing this right away. But ideally, you would come in here, you would immediately pause, hit up, and exit level. The reason you do this is because the very first time you enter this boss fight, as soon as you step on the platforms, it triggers like a 30 to 40 second cutscene. You can skip that by leaving and coming back in. The second time you ever go in, it will think, oh, you've seen this cutscene before, so we're not gonna play it. So if you get this second one fast enough, it is faster than watching that cutscene. But if you're not good at the trick, you might as well just go in and just stay and watch it. So by leaving and coming back in, it will just start the fight right away like this. Alright, I'm gonna pause this. This fight, I don't want to say it's completely random, but the placement of his switches is pretty much random. We don't know anything to really manipulate it. You can, however, make this fight go faster. You can make him do what's called a fast jump. If you're far enough away from him, he'll jump faster than when you're right next to him. So like, we'll see right here. You can hit C down to zoom out. He's jumping relatively slow. But like now you see him jumping fast, and now he's jumping slow again. If you get far enough ahead of him, he will start doing that faster jump in order for him to catch up. You can go diagonal. If you go diagonal, it'll make him do those fast jumps. But the problem is you gotta dodge these flames, and they can be a huge pain in the ass to dodge. I'm not really gonna go over optimal strats for this fight just yet. I'm just gonna go over the basics. So you can see, like, going diagonal, he's programmed to go in a circle for like the first 3 phases. So if you keep going a diagonal, he'll just keep jumping really fast until unfortunately I don't know the actual counts for the switches. If you knew the counts, you can just keep going a diagonal until that point. Now you don't want to get too close, because he'll like instantly feel the flame and hit you off. So by going out and around, you can dodge that. Oh. Okay. You notice if you ponytail twirl, you can actually hit Z while in the air, and it allows you, like, if you can land right above the switch with your ponytail twirl, you can pound it right away. So like I said, the first 3 phases you can go diagonal, and for the most part he won't change directions on you. He'll just keep going in a circle, and he'll keep going really fast. Alright, we're gonna try to hit this one real quick and hopefully not get hit off. Okay, looks good. Now, phases 4 and 5 are different. If you try to go diagonal, he will switch directions on you and possibly smash you. So I'll try going diagonal here. Oh, that was weird, he actually stayed in the same spot. See how he's switching, he's not going in a circle. So what I like to do for a beginner, I'd recommend just kind of going in a circle around him. Once you get past the first 3, oh, that was lucky. Once you get past the first cycle, he'll start doing big laser beams. On this 4th one, as you know, he turns invisible. The laser beams are actually a lot easier to dodge than the flames. So again, I'm just going to kind of keep running in a circle here, just kind of get through the fight. I actually got really lucky there. The switch spawned right where I was heading, so I was able to hit it before the little cutscene played that shows that he's about to fire a laser. So I will have to see it this time, unless I get really lucky again and the switch spawns like right in front of me. I could completely skip that cutscene. But no, the switch is over here, so now it's gonna play that cutscene next time I land, showing that you can charge up a laser. Now you jump over here, and we're just gonna pound on this. Hopefully. Okay. Alright. I mean, there's not much you can do about it, but ideally, you'd want this final switch to be right next to him, so that you can just jump down and hit that key before it even hits the ground. Alright. You may be wondering why I'm getting key 3. If you know much about this game, you'll realize that key 3 doesn't actually unlock anything. By turning in key 2, it unlocks Factory and Galleon. Turning in key 3 does not do anything. So in a legit playthrough, you could technically skip it. So what the programmers did, they had to put in a check to make sure you have key 3 before it will let you go to the final fight. They check for key 8 and key 3. They check for key 8 obviously because it's the last key in the game, and they figure, oh, you have key 8, you must have the rest. But you can technically skip key 3, so we're going to check and make sure you have that. So by turning in just those 2 keys, you can fight the final boss. So now, we've actually done everything we need to in factory, so again, we're going to exit level. Now that we've exited level, we're going to stay as Tiny, we're going to leave factory. Here's where we start to do some cool tricks. We want to head over to the left here. This is so you can fall down right on the monkey port. So okay, so you see this Kremlin, right where he is, you want to do what I did before with the hatch, where you run, you hold Z and slide off. I run over here, hold Z, keep holding Z, fall all the way down. You turn around and there's the monkey port switch right there. So you can use that. Now, okay, this is where you start to do some pretty hard tricks. What you want to do is, obviously you can see how much of the game lags here, which makes this even more difficult because of the rain, and it's just it's a huge game, and rain makes this game play at like 1 frame per second. So let me explain a few things before I do this. Like I said before, with you can jump out of every Kong's B move. You can also do it with the tiny Z and B move. So you hit Z and B, you can jump out of it. This allows you to get some really far distance. Like combining this jumping with ponytail twirl, you can jump really far. So what you want to do is the faster and actually easier method to do this is you want to go across this ledge, hit Z and B, jump, ponytail twirl. As soon as you hit this, hit Z and B again. The timing is pretty strict. You can hit Z and B and you'll do another slide on that slope. So again, you want to set up the camera, Z, jump. As soon as you land, Z and B, you'll slide. You can jump out of that. And then again, it's kind of tricky. Sometimes you'll slide all the way up that slope and you're okay. I guess I will show this method first though. So again, this will take a good bit of practice. It's not too hard though. So we're gonna go Z and B, jump over here. What you can do is you can mash B, and then as soon as you finish that move, you can jump, keep mashing B, and you'll climb. The thing with Tiny is she can actually climb almost any slope infinitely. I don't know if it's frame perfect, but as you hit the slope, you just want to keep mashing B. She'll kick, and then there's a few frames where you can jump, ponytail twirl again, and kind of push forward a little bit more, and then keep mashing B. You kind of want to keep your hand on A while mashing B, so as soon as you land, you can start doing that kick, and then you can jump out of it again. As soon as you land, keep mashing B and you'll kick. Jump out of it again. So we just keep doing that and keep climbing the slope. So we go over here. As soon as we land, mashing B. That little kick gets her a little closer. Like, see that final kick pushes me up a little bit. And then once you're past this little lip, you're good. And you're up here. Now, this trick, if you miss it, you fall all the way back down. And you have to use monkey port again. So, I mean, it's a little risky, but I mean, you have to do it. What you can do is this corner right here, next to the eye. Oh, okay, that was weird. I guess you can't go too far up or you slide. But you want to go right in this corner. You just kind of hold up, and you just keep mashing A. Not really mashing, just tapping A. And then once you see it, you'll notice it. You will clip. I'm just going to do this until I clip and then pause. Okay, I clipped. I noticed how I clipped. As soon as I clipped, I guess I shouldn't have ponytail twirled. But as soon as you don't want to mash A, because then you'll ponytail twirl and immediately let go of ponytail twirl and fall all the way down. So you want to jump through, and then I guess you can pause buffer it. I wouldn't recommend it, but you can jump through. As soon as you know you're through, you hit and hold A. So your ponytail twirling. And once you do that, you can buffer it. You can see on the left. Depending on when you ponytail twirl, the camera will flip. And depending on where it flips, you won't know exactly where the loading zone is, but you can see the back. Like this whole little area here. Oh, I just fell into it. Let me try this one more time. I'll show you guys one more time. But what happened is I clipped through the head, but fell down. Oof, the lag. And by using ponytail twirl, I can kind of steer where I'm falling and land into the mouth without actually opening the mouth. This skips needing key 7 and 8, which saves a lot of time because normally you have to open the mouth. So again, we're gonna go up here, come over here, try to do that. There we go. That's how how it's supposed to look. So you go through here. Again, it's really easy to clip. It's kind of funny. You just go up here, you jump. Oh, I clip first try. I point out 12. Okay, I can see this red area on the left. So I know that's where I need to go. I need to land it here. So we're going to unpause and we're going to move towards it and land anywhere in this window, and it'll just pull you right in. So now we're in hideout Helm, but you'll notice there's a bee locker over here. I guess he's not loading. But you need 100 bananas in order to get by, and obviously I only have 2. So what you can do is, you can go over to this corner over here on the right. I like to zoom out the camera a little bit. I guess I don't. It doesn't really matter. But you want to aim kind of in the corner. You don't want to be facing this wall, but you don't want to be facing this. Just right in the middle. You don't want to hold forward yet. You just hit Z, you backflip. Okay, I hit a roof. That means my angle wasn't correct. I backflip again. Do you see how I just kept going up there? And like she's actually clipping in. At the very peak, you want to hold up left. So at the peak I hold up left, and now I just clipped out of bounds. Now, the lava extends past the wall. You can actually fall into the lava, so you do want to go a little bit further. Again, I'm pressing R to keep my camera behind me. And you're just going to go forward along here. You don't want to go too far out because it'll pull you back and make you do this again. So you can just come over here, and now that you're over here, you can ponytail twirl from here if you want to be a little safe. Walk a little, oops, okay, walk a little past, walk around the lava, and just walk in. And now you're in hideout Helm. Alright. Here is a sequence of tricks. You do have 10 minutes to do it. Normally, you'd have to collect the blueprints along the way. You give them to Snide. He would give you more time depending on how many blueprints you give. And you can do this in a little under 13 minutes if you do it perfectly. With actually completing and shutting off the Blast-O-Matic. But obviously you don't have time for that, and you didn't get any blueprints. So we're going to show you how to complete this entire place without even shutting off the Blast-O-Matic room and skipping hours upon hours of gameplay. So like I said, you have 10 minutes to do it, so don't freak out too much. It does take some practice, but once you learn the visual cues, it's not hard. We're going to do another kind of slow climb that Tiny can do. What you can do is... Oh, okay. What you can do is, you can do her slide kick. And there's a brief window where you can jump before you hit the ground. So you can slide kick, jump, and you're further up. What you want to do is you want to continually do that. Again, these enemies spawn back really quick, so they're kind of annoying. So you slide kick, jump, but you want to do it really quick, so boom, boom, boom. It's kind of tricky to talk and do it. It's a little hard. I'll try to show you one more time. Again, I don't want to spend too much time because I don't have a whole lot. So Z jump, CB jump, CB jump, CB jump, and there you go. This one actually isn't that steep, and you can just walk up it. So now you want to go over here. You want to tag Chunky. As you've noticed, I have never bought Chunky's gun, but I have it because of the funky weapon glitch. So you just want to shoot this switch, head over here, and just start going through this area. You want to use the vines. Okay. This is called the terminal clip. It is pretty tricky. It's not too difficult. What I like to do, there are several different methods out there. I like to hold R. Keep holding R. Just hold up. Hold up. Keep walking in this corner. Now you see how Chunky's kind of moving up and down. He's kind of shaking. By very gradually holding right. And keep holding right. See how he stopped shaking there? I'm holding R the whole time. Keep that in mind. He's shaking. He's shaking. He's shaking. He stopped. So I'm gonna hit C up. I'm gonna hit left. Just a very small amount. Kind of get like the colon, like right at the edge of that button down there. If you know what I'm talking about. It's not very precise. So then from there, I don't hold anything. Jump and hit B. Now that I'm holding this, I'm gonna hit up, just to climb up, and it pushes me through. What's happening is you're climbing up this corner. I'm gonna try it one more time. Okay, so he's freaking out. He stops. Move over just a little bit. Jump B. If you move over too far to the left, he'll do this. And he won't clip through. So that means you just have to try it again and not move so far to the left. I don't think I waited until he stopped shaking. Okay, just a little bit to the left. Jump B. Again, don't hold anything. Then push up and you're through. Alright, now's when it gets pretty tricky. You want to, if you fall inside bounds past a certain point, you're done. You have to quit game, climb all the way back up, and try this all again. So it can be frustrating at first, but it's really not too bad once you practice it. I'll walk you through it. Here's all the visual cues I use, but basically, at first, you just want to make sure you don't go too far out, but you don't want to go too far in that you fall back in. So you just gotta keep walking around this room, Now you see the tiny barrel, and you see kind of like the side of the room. You want to go parallel to it. I hold R to keep going straight. Just hold up and keep walking straight. Keep walking straight. Make sure you're holding straight up. And then the screen will go black like this. Now, if you go too far left, you're laying inside the Blastomatic room and you're done. If you go too far right, I'll just do that real quick. The camera will zoom out like this, but it's not a big deal. You can go back to the right. What you want to do is you want to be in between this glass window and this gate. You want to keep holding straight, just like before. Keep going straight. What you'll notice is you can go a little slow here. If you go too forward, you'll fall into DK's room. See how it goes black? When it goes black, you want to hit C up, and that loads the next area. So like you want to make sure you don't go too far forward, but like this. So now you've done that. This part can be a little tricky. Again, you want to go around the outside, not so close that you fall back in. The camera will zoom out like this, so you kind of have to guide yourself along without really being able to see yourself, which can be very hard at first. So you want to hold left, kind of go down a little bit. The camera will flip back. Now that you're here, what I do is I see like that radar. See that radar in the corner? You want to go like kind of like this. Maybe have it touching the left side. Again, holding R, just kind of go straight. Maybe a little bit more to the right. Now that it turned black, here you are. This is perfect, really. You're underneath this area. Now that you see this area, you know you're here because you'll be past that door. That is the whole Blastomatic room. You just skip past the entire Blastomatic room. You want to clip back in bounds, so you go to the side, you can backflip and pull yourself in through the wall. If you're too far under, you hit the floor. If you're too far out, you won't be able to hit back in. So you have to find the right spot, you backflip and pull up. Or pull down, sorry. And you're in. Now, that you've skipped that, you don't have any crowns either, so you have to skip past this crown door. Once you... Okay, you can go over to this terminal. This is the second terminal clip. If you land in between, it's kind of tricky. You just kind of inch your way over, like this. You land in between the terminal and the ground, and you want to hold forward. Sometimes you'll clip back out randomly. You just kind of have to go up. I like going parallel to it, inching to the side. I fall in. Yeah, see, sometimes you just clip back out. Holding up, you clip through. Now that you've clipped through, oh, the camera flipped a little bit. Hold up, I go a little bit to the right. You don't want to go right too soon. I went way too far over. You don't want to go right too soon because you go underneath there and you actually clip back and bounce, and again you're done. You want to stay underneath this hallway. I long jump to go a little faster. You can follow this all the way up, just to so you can keep track of where you are. So you're underneath the ground, but you're heading towards the final key, which is over there. So you go over here, you can go underneath this door. This is the rarer Nintendo coin door. So you just skip getting the Nintendo coin and the rarer coin. So again, we're going to do what we did before, where we backflip up and backflip in, back and bounds. So I like to look at the key before I pick it up. The reasoning behind that is because, well, let me pause it and explain this. The reason you do that is because there's something called fake key. If you've heard of DK speedrunning before, I'm sure you've heard of fake key. What's fake key is, sometimes that key isn't loaded completely. It's there visually, but it's never actually, it's really weird. The game has some kind of failsafe. Nobody really understands it, and sometimes the key will just not load. So you can pick it up, and when you go back to turn in the key, you don't actually have it. But, so unfortunately there's no way to really prevent it. I mean, do exactly what I just did by going underneath the door and backflipping in from the back, and that will really limit your chances to very, very low. So once you do that, normally what you do is you hit the reset button during the little dance to save some time, but you can hit that, and then as soon as you finish dancing or whatever, just hit the reset button. Because you can't leave here. You can't exit level, you can only quit game, and it's faster to reset than to go to quit game. And it's the only way you can leave, because you didn't shut off the blast-o-matic. Alright, so now that you've reset, you just keep mashing pause, get through the menu. Alright, once you got through this menu, you just mash A, throw the barrel. You go in. Now that you've Oh no, don't do that. Alright. That sucks, actually. My stream cut. I think that just killed my ability to upload this. Alright, well what happened was I turned in key 8, and then I just held still and it immediately turned in key 3 after. And what that does is, like I explained before, you turn in key 3 and key 8, and as soon as you enter DK aisles, it always checks and it says, oh, you've turned in key 3 and key 8, you must have beaten the game. So it doesn't play the cutscene where Lumsy knocks down the ship, because you haven't turned in all the keys, but it will spawn the ship. So you can use warp 1. You can swim the whole way here. I can't remember which one's faster, but you just roll over here, and there's the ship. I guess this got split on Twitch. Hopefully I don't have to upload this in 2 different parts, but we'll see what happened there. So we're gonna just enter here, and now we're at the final fight. So again, mash B, skip through all this text. This part is actually the most boring part of the run, but it can be important. Like obviously you don't want to die because that wastes a ton of time because you have to restart the entire fight, and it is a very long fight. There are strategies for each phase. I'll try to go over those as much as possible. These are going to be like the most basic strategies, nothing very complicated. Okay, the first phase, you actually don't need any moves for DK. He just fires out of the barrel. There is a number pattern for the barrels, but the first thing you want to do is jump on this pole, hit all the way up, so you're just sitting at the top. When his third shockwave hits the pole you're on, hit up. And then as soon as it lets you, hit A, and you'll hit him right away. So you want to roll to the left. Rolling to the left is very slightly faster. Grab this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 punches, and then you fire. So the first one is right away if you get that. The second one is after 5 punches. This one is actually after 3 punches. 1, 2, 3, fire. But you have to do it quick, or he'll start punching again. So this last one is 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, fire. And that's DK's phase. Alright, Diddy's can be hard. I see a lot of people die here the first time around. It can be shots to see how high up you are. And once you think you've got it, just keep spamming B, and it'll just shoot it as soon as it appears, and then fly over and shoot the other one. And then that's Diddy's phase. Alright, Lanky's can be a little more complicated, I guess. There are some really fast strats, but you kind of have to get lucky with the way cable runs. So what I like to do is I like to go over here, kind of like throw some arms, see, like try to make sure it's stretching straight out, so that when the switches come up here, I have already got my arms in the right position, so I can just hit B and hit the switch. I pick it up immediately. I throw to the right first. As soon as he runs past it, jump on it and play the instrument. You want to throw the bananas onto the pads so that no matter where he is, when you play the instrument, he'll run into it. Alright, next I like to kind of try to go up, hit this next one, which would be the 4. Throw it down again at the same switch, landing on it, and then just play instrument right again. Okay, we're going to go up. We're going to head over to the 3. Hit it. Throw it right at the pad right next to you on the right. Let him run past you if you need to. Then play the instrument. He may hit you like that, but it's actually a good thing. He knocks you out of the little cutscene level already. So you go over here, hit the 2. He'll usually hit you before, and then you just want to throw it as close as you can to the last pad, which it will be over here. And I got kind of lucky with that, and he landed like right next to it. So as soon as I got there, I could play the instrument, and he runs right into it. Whew. Alright, we're getting there. Alright, Tiny's. Tiny's is the longest of all of them. And it's pretty straightforward. There are some strats you can do to save a couple seconds, but for the most part, you just kinda, you hit the mini barrel, you go on his foot, you shoot his toes. You wait for this long cutscene. So I'll just do this, like, just jump, ponytail, twirl. His pattern is, the first phase he does 2, just to show you that he can get hurt. And then he'll do 2 more, and then the barrel will appear. On the last shockwave, so this was 1, he's going to do 1 more. On the last shockwave, I want to stand in the middle and backflip. You can actually land right in the barrel right away, and the text will pop up because it's the first time we ever used Mini Monkey. And again, you can just like long jump over, you can slide over. The counts for the toes go up. Like the first toe, you only need 1 shot. The second toe, you need 2. Third toe, you need 3. So you just kind of spam the fire feather and shoot it. Alright, now the second one. He did 2 the first time, so he's going to do 3 shockwaves this time. So you do this, dodge the first one, dodge the second. Now, you want to do a backflip here right in the middle. That way, you can actually land in the barrel right as it spawns. And go right in. So now this is the second toe, it's going to take 2 shots. These don't really matter. The more you do this fight, the more you'll start to memorize. And not have to worry about like getting hit by a toe and like knowing, okay, I can start shooting now because that toe's going to come up next. But it's not a big deal. It's pretty hard to die in this fight. He can be kind of mean and run directly at you, and his hitbox is gigantic. So that's 3, which means the barrel will appear on this one, so I backflip and land right in the barrel. You actually see how like she doesn't transform right away because the barrel is actually still loading. So if you get in the barrel and it freezes for a little bit, that's good. That means you got in there as soon as you possibly could, and you gotta transform as soon as possible. You notice how like you can't always shoot them if the toe is like directly out. So what I do is I kind of shoot diagonally. So like the toe's out, I can't stand there and wait for it to go up, so I have to shoot diagonally in order to shoot it as fast as possible. So again, I'll shoot diagonally at it so I can shoot it as soon as it comes up. But again, the more you do this fight, the more you'll notice things like that. Alright, this is the last one. So he does 1, and then he does another one really quick, but the count is still the same. So that's 2. This is 3 and 4, and now he does 1 more. He does 5 because the last time he did 4. I actually got hit there because you can see how big his hitbox is. Yep. Not much to it. 1 more hit. Alright, now we're on the last one, which is Chunky. Chunky, it can be a little tricky, but I'm gonna explain my timings, and you shouldn't get uppercut much. Again, hitting B, skipping the text. Alright, so probably the first thing you'll notice, I never bought Gorilla Gone, and yet you use that move in this fight. The pads appear as soon as you hit the switch in the middle. So I run up, he'll go at the middle the first time, so you can like dodge him like that. Hit the switch, the pad spawn. I'll just like long jump to 1, use it, even though I don't have a move. Go on the middle, backflip. Okay, the first one, you actually have to let him get relatively close, and then you can primary punch. It's a pretty large window. The first one's easy, as long as you, if anything, I usually undershoot it because I'm expecting him to go faster, but I haven't got uppercut in a while. So you just repeat, hit that, dodge him, use the pad, backflip in. The second one, he'll go slightly faster. And just kind of time it. The third one is a little trickier because he turns invisible. Basically, as soon as you see the shadow move, that's all you have to wait for. As soon as it moves, you primary punch and you'll hit him. So he's invisible. As soon as you see the shadow move, just hit B and boom. You can actually do it a little bit before the shadow moves if you want to go risky. Alright, last punch. Right here. Now for this one, okay, a number of things. As soon as, okay, so it goes right, left, right. As soon as he hits the left peak, even a little bit before that, and then boom. The timing stops as soon as that cutscene starts, that final punch cutscene. As soon as it starts, the timing's done. Alright, so that is it. That is this game in a nutshell, using the beginner route, one that anyone could pick up and start doing. It's pretty much the most basic tricks, other than the fact that I use guitar skip. By using guitar skip, that was a little bit more advanced of a trick. You can always buy guitar with Diddy if you want to, and just open it like I said, but everything else was the bare minimum, and I hope this really helps. I just wanted an up-to-date one, and again, I'll be doing a expert one in a bit sometime, and that will be for when you start getting your times pretty low. I'd say like if you can use this route and get like a 57, 58, then you could start looking at that one. And you can always filter in little tricks, like if you're skipping guitar, if you're getting guitar and you want to improve your time, you can do guitar skip. You can pick little things up. If you want to do Baboon Blast skip, I'll have a video of that on my next tutorial. But yeah, that's it. I hope this helps. If you ever have any questions, feel free to comment. My YouTube, you can PM me at twitch.tv/cfox7. And yeah.